Detroit Lions fans, Stephen Will, talking some Detroit Lions football. It's the peak of football season. You're a Lions fan, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. I'm going to challenge you guys, man. You guys have been doing a banger of a job hitting that like button. All right. We're getting about 350. Let's see if we can't bump that up to about 400, 500. Let's just see. Let's just see if we can. It greatly helps us out. Will, I know we're tired as dogs. It's been a long day, but if talking some Lions football doesn't give you a little extra juice, then you just don't have a pulse. What's on your mind tonight?
Steve, there's a young man who you haven't been so nice about.
I've been fair. I've been fair. I've been very fair about him.
I don't know that you've been fair, and we're going to get into that today. So, none other than the 99 Brodric Martin, big man. I'm looking at a little jersey right now, but big man, little jersey. Steve, PFF put out a little stat. Right? You're aware, I'm aware. Fourth highest graded pass rusher this preseason. 90.7 overall grade. Steve, Brodric Martin, we came on here. We said that he was fighting for his life on this roster. You said that maybe the fight is pretty much almost over. Are you still sitting in that same space?
Bubble. That's the best word I know how to use. Well, he's on the bubble. Here's the thing.
What else the guy got to do? What does he got to do?
Keep doing what you're doing, but be consistent. A small window of opportunity for you. I don't know that there's enough time to show that you can truly do that week in and week out. That's the only thing. If he can keep playing like he's been playing, not a problem. Is he going to do that against starting caliber offensive linemen and have the same effect? If the answer to that question is yes, he's going to be a great pick. I don't know that I'm willing to go that far yet. Well, and here's the thing. PFF, I feel like it's a catch-22 with them. I remember the Minnesota Vikings game last year. Meek Robertson, I would say would have been defensive player of the game in that game. Would you agree what he did to Justin Jefferson? He toe tagged him. Will he killed him? He wasn't even around. Okay, he locked him up. Would you agree? PFF gave him a grade of like 55 after that game. So take PFF with a grain of salt. But the eye test with Brodric Martin is I'm buying what I'm seeing. This is kind of what they're talking about. Detroit Times. Shout out to those guys. Don't know who you are. You don't have a picture. Like I can't identify you, but I follow you. He put out a lot of good stuff. Lions DT Brodric Martin, fourth highest graded pass rusher this preseason with a 90.7. Same thing that Will was just showing you guys the graphic there. That's not just on. He's not the fourth highest on the Detroit Lions. Will, that's fourth highest this whole preseason throughout the league. That is impressive. The eye test passes. The eye test gives me that 90.7. I have to agree with what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing with what PFF says. I still think the only issue is, can he do it against starting NFL offensive linemen, and can he do it consistently? We don't have an answer to that with preseason games.
He's been doing it consistently in the preseason games. We got an answer to that.
Not against starters.
I mean, yeah, you could argue that Tesla isn't going against starters, so we haven't talked about that. He's not out there making crazy circus catches on Jalen Ramsey. We don't hammer him for not being a baller.
He probably could against Jalen Ramsey today. Jalen Ramsey's a little bit washed, in my opinion.
Oh, you better
be
careful.
Bad example.
You better be
bad
careful.
Example from you.
You better be careful because he's out there with Porter and Darius Big Play Slay, and they're about to be. He's the top dog. They conceded, hey, when the number ones come to town, Mr. Ramsey will be the one that's going to be taking the number one. So I'd be careful what you say about Mr. Ramsey.
Tesla, true rookie, Brodric Martin, third-year project player though. I feel like there's got a grade with a little bit of a curve there as well. Will.
I mean, I understand. I'm just saying he's out there being disruptors, and it's noticeable. It's noticeable. Now, what I haven't done is completely just watched him exclusively, but this is going to have me go do a deeper dive. But Steve, I don't know, man. I feel like you're giving a guy a hard time when he's due some flowers. He's due some flowers.
Firm but fair. He's played good, But there's been a couple knocks on his game. Just against the Miami Dolphins, he had 2 offsides penalty. Will, like, ended up right there against the ball. I can't be lining up offsides twice. Once, okay, I'll give you a break for once. Twice, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, Will. But I'm firm when it comes to Brodric, okay? I wrote him off. I wrote him off a couple months ago. I said there's no way he makes the team. And now I have transitioned and said he's on the bubble. I feel like that's an upgrade for him from where I once stood just a couple months ago. And listen, I'm going to put this picture up again. Well, you see that jersey he's wearing? That says Detroit on the front of it, okay? I'm cheering for you. Until that jersey is another team, I'm pulling for everyone to make this team. I know that's not realistic. I know we can't carry a team of 90 guys. That's not how it works. But while you're a Detroit Lion, I want 53 junkyard dogs out there. If Brodric Martin fits that category and he can do it consistently against starting caliber NFL linemen, I think he could be an absolute game wrecker for the team. Well, I think I feel like with the losses we've had to the defensive line with Ahmed Hassanin, Levi Onwuzurike, I know we're getting back Wingo, but we talked about it when Levi went down. Who's got a better opportunity than Brodric Martin? I feel like he's taken that opportunity. He seized it a little bit. Let's see what happens the rest of the way.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, Steve. I'll tell you what's going to happen. The disrespect to number 99. Unbelievable. Unreal. Steve, when you're talking about Brodric Martin, you're talking about a weapon. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about a weapon. Steve, open those eyes. Open those pretty little eyes of yours, because I'm about to show you something beautiful. Brodric Martin, a weapon. Can you find Brodric? Because he's going to be hard to find.
No, he's going to be hard to find. Literally right there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, in the middle of the field, dropped back in coverage. That's right. Brodric Martin, nose guard, in coverage. This dude's an athlete. This dude's a problem. What are we talking about, Steve? What are we talking about? Nose guard / Mike linebacker / tight end / fullback / refrigerator Perry / what are we talking about, Steve? But he's a 53-man roster. If there was 43, man, he would. All right. I'm doing too much now. But I do think that he's got a good chance to make this roster, Steve. I do. This is what I've been waiting for. In all seriousness. He's a big, athletic guy. He's starting to get the opportunity to be the athlete that he can be. That's not photoshopped. I didn't have time because I was running around. We were out South Lyon today doing some football stuff. So I was I had an hour drive. It was a long day. But otherwise, I would have put the clip in here. Brodric Martin, drop him back in the coverage. It's not a game. Not only is he pass rushing, not only is he filling gaps, not only is he getting penalties, right? He's also dropping back in coverage. Interception, pick 6 is next, Steve. You've been begging for that pick 6 at home. Maybe Brodric Martin gives it to you. I don't know.
Well,
what do you think?
I saw something on Twitter today. I know you're familiar with Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend. Okay, with this athleticism, difference maker, athlete. All right.
I'm not gonna say difference maker.
Just 2 weeks ago, he was like one cheeseburger away from being Desmond Watson. Okay, like let's just last year. He
transformed his body last year. Come on.
I'm just throwing it out there, Will. I'm trying to be nice. He's a large man. I want him to be good, but a difference maker? I hope so, Will. I hope so. You've been higher on him than I have, but I'll tell you this. I feel like maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. I want Brodric Martin to pan out more than I do Hendon Hooker. Okay, if I have to pick between the two projects right now, I think Brodric Martin's stock is much higher than Hendon. So I know when we're talking about project players, maybe we'll throw Giovanni Manu in there. Someone it's going to take a couple years. I want Brodric Martin to be on this team. I do, because that means he's doing the right things in practice that we don't see. And he's looking good in the games. He's looking real good. Well, the first step for me has always been, is he at least going to get onto the field? All right. We haven't really seen him even play football in 2 years, a couple spots here and there, but that's just where it starts for me, is getting on the field. Next step, looking productive. He's checked both of those boxes so far. So if he makes this team, I can't have him standing on the sidelines in week 7 in hoodies and sweats. I need pads on. I need you getting some reps. I need you being an effective football player for the Detroit Lions.
Steve, I like to get on here and have fun.
A little too much fun tonight, if you ask me. I don't know.
But we're gonna have a serious moment here. Brodric has done some really good things this season. Can't deny it. I'm with it. I like it. I've been begging for it. There's one thing that I need from him. A full week of freaking practice. Can we get through a full week of practice? Because if we can't get through a full week of practice, that's questions for me as to if you can get through a full season of football. We got enough higher risk players on our roster that we're going into the season worried about. Do they have the durability to get through a season? So, Brodric, you've taken one of the steps that have been asked of you by, first of all, the Detroit Lions, and then second of all, it really doesn't matter, but we're begging for it as fans, podcasters, media alike, this team to be healthy. Can we get through a week of practice? Because it seems like he'll get a couple of good days in, he'll get a good preseason game in, and then next thing you know, he's on that injury report, missing some time at practice. So, Brodric, you're wearing the Honolulu blue. I look at DJ Reader. We know he's on that back 9. Maybe he might be on that back 3, right? So you're a similar body type and build to DJ Reader. Can you be the long-term answer for that type of plug nose guard type of guy with athleticism? Can that be you? That would be great if we found somebody younger who could have more longevity and be, economically effective. Yeah, he's not going to break the bank, with his services. For those reasons, I'm cheering for him, but I need to see you stay healthy, man. Whatever it takes. I don't know if we need to get a little bit more bendy, more mobile, if we need to shed a couple of LBs, but still stay a bigger guy. I don't know what it will take, but that's what I want to see out of Brodric. But you're doing your thing, Brodric. You're making plays, you're being disruptive, you're not getting blown off the ball, because that was disturbing to me, Steve, to see a guy as big as Brodric Martin getting manhandled at the line of scrimmage. It was, as the young kids say, that was weird. It was weird. Like, I didn't understand it. He fixed that problem. He's done the work. Shout out to Casey Rogers. I know Coach Williams last season probably gave him a little bit of sauce too. DJ Reader said he was going to come in here and work with him. I think everything is starting to come together and it's starting to work out for him. I just need to see more. I think he's earned enough for an opportunity. I just don't know what this looks like, Steve. We talked about it. It's a lot of guys on this roster. It's a lot of guys. Hey, Talik Williams ain't going nowhere, right?
Nope. I feel like he's safe.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably safe, right? DJ Reader, would you say he's safe?
On the fence, but I'd lean towards safe.
Roy Lopez.
Safe.
He's probably safe, man. So I don't. Then we're getting into some of those hybrid players. We just got Mekhi Wingo back. Pat O'Connor. What do you want to call him? You want to call him an end? You want to call him a defensive tackle? Yeah, I would imagine he's probably a safe bet to be on this roster, right? Keith Cooper's been having a phenomenal camp. Miles Adams been having a phenomenal camp. Steve, it's Chris Smith is a guy that I love to plug up a line of scrimmage, man, plug up some gaps. There's some tough decisions, but I think the upside for Brodric, and I think the pride of Brad could get Brodric Martin the opportunity between the two, some glimpses of greatness, and Brad's pride could get Brodric another opportunity. So Brodric, keep balling. We got one more game.
I got a question for you. Well, it's a two-parter.
Shoot it.
And it's a two-parter because I already know the answer to the first one. But
okay, let me put my tie on first.
Get spiffy.
All right.
Here you go. Straighten up a little bit. Shoulders back like you're interviewing. There you go. All right. Does Brodric Martin make the 53-man roster?
Yes.
Okay. I had a feeling that would be your answer. Give me how many snaps you think he would play in a regular season game.
Man. So
roughly ballpark it.
That's tough. So what I'll say is this: it'll be a week-to-week thing. If we're playing against a team like Week 1, Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs was coming to town. He's trying to pound the rock. I'm the type of person, I don't trust Dude Love. Jordan Love hasn't proved to me that he's a quarterback that can drop back 50 times and just lead his team and not make mistakes and march the ball down the field. You can't just give him the football and not worry. So I'm expecting Green Bay to come in and try to run the football. That's a week where I want somebody like Brodric Martin to be. Maybe you can go on goal line situations or short yardage situations. Maybe I got DJ Reader and I got Brodric Martin out there if he can continue to do this type of stuff against starting caliber offensive linemen. And then maybe I got Talik Williams on an edge in a short yardage situation. What are we doing? We got problems, Steve. We got problems. It's not going to be easy to get that short yardage stuff when you got a defensive line with those type of guys, that type of beef out there. So for those reasons, yeah, I think I would have to go with in a run type of situation where we're facing a run heavy team, 20 snaps would be ideal for me. 20 snaps.
Ideal as in perfect amount or maybe too high?
Be a good solid amount if I see them for 20 snaps.
I'm with you. I'm going to allow the politician's answer this time because I've said the same thing about our secondary being a week-to-week basis, depending on how we match up against the other team's wideouts and running backs. So yeah. I'm with you. I'm going to allow it this one time and this one time only. So there goes your one-time hall pass for a politician's answer.
I'll lose to the time now.
Do you think that it could be a problem where Brodric comes onto the field and a team can take advantage of it? And we talk about it, finding the fish, and maybe the offense just goes, hurry up, no huddle. They want to keep Brodric on the field. Now 3 or 4 plays in, he's gassing, it's first down, and you're expecting him to do a little bit more. Just throwing a hypothetical out there, Will. Do you think that could be a problem?
No, because of what he did last season with his body. Prior to that, I would have said, yeah, but watching him move around now, I say no, because that's a two-sided coin, Steve. When you're going fast like that, one, you better had been training to go fast all off season, because if you haven't, your offensive lineman got to do the same thing. So it's going to be a battle of attrition, right? If that's not something that you've been preparing to do, now there's no secrets in the NFL. If you have been preparing to do it, we're going to be preparing to defend it. So, and you got to keep your same personnel out there. The rule goes as follows: if the offense subs, the defense gets. You see that ref out there going.
It's, I guess, not a timeout, but yeah, the ref holds up play so that the defense can substitute as well.
We got to have an opportunity to sub on defense, man. So for those reasons, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I like what he's done as far as committing himself to conditioning his body from a cardiovascular level to be able to be out there and be productive for an extended period of time for a big guy like that. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be out there for 70 plays at the same time. So I wouldn't expect that. If I could get 20, 30 plays out of a Brodric Martin, I'd be more than happy.
My final thing, Will, is Saturday, final preseason game. I feel like there's some guys who were playing for their Detroit Lions future, mentioned it, Hendon Hooker. And then I feel like there's some guys playing for a Detroit Lions roster spot. And I think a lot of eyes, mine included, will be on Brodric Martin on the defense because this is his last chance. Like, this is your last chance to make the team. I feel like if you ain't got it now, you probably ain't going to have it next year. And I don't know if the team's going to gamble with finding out. So I'd love for him to go out there and do what I say for every single player in a Detroit Lions uniform. Make Dan and Brad make a tough decision. Play good. Play like you've been doing. Be consistent. Dominate the trenches. That's what football's all about, Will. I've been about those trenches all offseason. That's what I've been preaching. If we throw Brodric Martin out there and he's one of those guys, we can kind of, myself included, I have to come on here and eat a little crow with, hey, we had someone in the team already that was already a trench player that we didn't really need to address it as much in the draft and preseason or off season. So I'm cheering for Brodric. I think he's got the best opportunity on this defense. I feel like there's some other guys that are up against it. Same thing, Nate Lynn, the Ukwus, those guys of the world. Make this coaching staff make a tough decision. Wednesday's your final audition, or Saturday's your final audition.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. And last thing, you named a couple. I got to throw one out there. I know this is a Brodric Martin show, but while we're talking about bubble guys, does Jacob Sailors make this team?
No, and it hurts me. It hurts me to say that. It does. I don't know if he can carry 5 running backs.
He's not a running back. He's a weapon.
I understand, but he's got to be listed as a position on the depth chart, and you got 2 who haven't even played, and that's perfectly fine. Sione Vaki, Craig Reynolds. Those are 4. I don't see Jacob Sailors being better than Vaki or Craig Reynolds with his experience. So odd man out, 5. It's tough. He's had a hell of an audition for another team. If he does, I'm curious to see who spot he takes, because I feel like someone significant is going to get cut, but I just don't see us carrying 5. I don't see us carrying 5 running backs. So I don't know if he outplayed Craig, and Craig's got the experience. So I give the edge to him.
You know what's crazy, Steve, and this may be a hot take. From what I've seen so far, I like Jacob Sailors better as a running back from what I've seen so far than Craig Reynolds. Now, what I can't get away from remembering what you always talk about, him playoff game, pounding it in, the trust that Dan Campbell, that the Chicago Bears coach, because he was the O coordinator when he at the time, had to have in him to put him out there and let our third team running back go out there in a pivotal moment. Tip my hat. There was a lot of trust there. What he does on special teams, can't get away from that. So I think if Sailors can offer the same amount on special teams, that could get him in the door. But if not, it's a Craig Reynolds no-brainer. But Craig Reynolds is only on a 1-year deal. Detroit Lions invest in you typically long-term if you're their guy, right? So he's obviously not their guy long-term. He's their guy for right now because the deal he was willing to accept just made sense for everybody. So for those reasons, I'm saying, Jacob, you got a chance.
Small chance. What would you say the chances are? Give it a percentage.
I do got to say I'm a little bit ignorant to what Jacob offers in the special teams game. So that said, I'd say maybe 10-15%. It's most likely going to be Craig Reynolds. Now, if I knew that Jacob offered a whole lot in the special teams game, and I mean running down and making tackles, I'm not just talking about, being a up back and maybe doing some fakes like the stuff that we talk about with Sione Vaki. No, I'm talking about actually being out there in the trenches, blocking people, doing some kickoffs, that type of stuff. If he can do that type of stuff, then maybe it would go up a little more. But from what I know, based upon the little bit I know about him, it's more just the running back stuff. So I'd say maybe 10-15%. Steve, are you in that ballpark or are you higher?
My initial thought was single digits. 5%. I think
fair.
It's a small chance, but he's had a good offseason. I mean, I didn't think Jabari Small had a shot in hell, and I think he would have made a case too if he would have stayed healthy. But Sailors came in, took his reps, made a case for himself. I think this is just unfortunately a position where the Detroit Lions have too many running backs. So if this were another team, he probably would make it. But Lions, we got 2 Pro Bowlers and then 2 really solid guys behind them. So it's just tough sledding for old Jacob Sailors.
Steve. Too many running backs, too many DBs, too many linebackers. Hey, too many tight ends. Maybe tight end. Tight end might be the one spot where.
Oh, just the other day you called Dan Skipper the ultimate weapon. Will you now we don't have enough tight ends?
Hey, listen, I don't question the Detroit Lions often, but I do have questions about our utilization of Dan Skipper. Like, Coach Morton, what are we doing here? Like, maybe it's a secret weapon for the Super Bowl, Steve. So I'll just be quiet because I don't want the world to know, just in case we got to pull him back out for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is.
A refrigerator Perry type carry in the Super Bowl.
Either the carry or listen, man, he is pretty much like tight end / receiver. Like I don't want to get the receiver part mixed up, like / receiver.
I'm ready to wrap this show up. Willa, do you have anything else to do?
I don't have anything else.
Might have a hidden gem in Brodric Martin. He's played well. He's got one last audition Saturday against the Houston Texans with some big practices in between. A lot to show for, a lot to play for. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.